What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back with another Tekken 8 episode. Here we are going to be talking about the characters that I believe that are going to have the biggest impact when it comes to Tekken 8's full story. Now what I've done is I've narrowed it down to 6 characters that I truly believe are going to impact the story in their own way. These characters are going to have like different plots. Maybe a couple of these characters may pull like a little sabotage or make a little sacrifice when it comes to Tekken 8's story, and their impact is going to be felt when it comes to the battle of Jin versus Kazuya. I will have to remind y'all, this is just going off of prediction and theory, so none of this is concrete as of yet. Like I said, a couple of these things may come true, you just never know. Alright, my family, kick back, grab a snack and something to drink. We about to get into this shit right now. Let's go. So what you see right here is a list of the 6 characters that I personally feel are going to have the biggest impact when it comes to Tekken 8's story. Now, this is just opinionated, but, you know, there were other characters such as Raven, and you know what I'm saying? And right now, Azuzina, we're not really sure of how she's going to blend in with the original Tekken 8 story, if she's going to blend in at all. Characters that are missing on here is Lily, Asuka. We already know Lily and Asuka, they never play a significant role in the main story anyway, especially Asuka. She don't never do shit. So there was no reason to put Asuka on this fucking list because she doesn't amount to nothing when it comes to the Tekken stories. So like I said, these 6 characters are the characters that I believe are going to have a big impact when it comes to Tekken 8's story. When I mean impact, what I mean is basically plot changing, maybe curveball or something like that, or maybe towards the end, one of these characters are going to do something that's really going to shift the balance of the story. So these 6 characters are the main characters that I feel like have the ability to do that. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to give a list of things that these characters are capable of doing, what I expect them to do, and predict that they could do when it comes to Tekken 8 story. Like I said, this is just all opinionated. All of it can be totally different from what we could see. But at the same time, I just want to put something in y'all head, you know, kind of spread the imagination a little bit, especially with a couple of characters, you know, such as Wong, Jun and Jack. You know, those 3 characters basically kind of explain themselves as far as what's going to happen in the Tekken 8 story, and I'm going to get into that. So the first character that I am going to talk about is going to be Jack. Now, first of all, I want to start with the reasons on why I feel like Jack is going to have a significant impact in Tekken 8's story. One of the reasons that I think so is, as you can see, reason number 1 right here, Jack is a foot soldier character. And what I mean by that is, we kind of got a little tidbit when they showed that story trailer at Gamescom that Wong, Xiao, and Lars, they were going up against a whole bunch of Jacks. We actually saw that in the Tekken Force mode, where we saw a whole bunch of Jacks. So Jack is that foot soldier character that always gets beat up on, that always gets destroyed. And the reason why that's a big impact is because without a character like Jack, Jack is one of those characters, like when Jack gets his ass kicked, it just raises the adrenaline level. I mean, Jack after Jack after Jack. Y'all remember the Tekken 5 intro where Kazuya and Heihachi, they was just beating up on all those damn Jacks, you know what I'm saying? And that shit was exciting. I mean, that shit got our fucking blood bursting. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, look at this. They whoop your father and son. They teaming up, beating up all these Jacks. So that's the reason why I think that Jack is such a big impact. Yeah, he's a character that gets his ass kicked a lot, even though it's not just one Jack. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But this is a character that gets his ass kicked, and the reason why he gets his ass kicked a lot is because it's an adrenaline boost. Now, a lot of y'all are probably thinking, well, don't you think Nina Williams has a more important part of the story? No, she doesn't. She just simply doesn't. I'm not going to explain, but Jack has a bigger impact, or Jack could have a bigger impact in the story than Nina Williams. That's just my opinion. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of fight scenes where we're going to see characters go up against Jacks. Jacks are going to get destroyed, and we're going to get excited. And Jack is also a character that can be kind of destructive. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like some self-destruct type of shit can happen with Jack. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Something like that along the lines might happen. It happened in Tekken 5. Why can't it happen in Tekken 8? You feel me? So Jack can be impactful in that manner. Should a Jack could self-destruct some shit, and who knows what could happen? You know what I'm saying? They might self-destruct G-Corp. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an example. But yeah, Jack, this is his impact right here. Being the foot soldier character, raising hype and raising excitement. That's why I think Jack could have a very big impact in Tekken 8. So the next character is Wong. Now with Wong, a lot of things can happen here when you talk about story impact, because over the years, it's been this crazy ass rivalry back and forth between he and Jin Kazama. For the most part, they got somewhat of a friendly-ish rivalry going on. But there is some crazy stuff that could happen when it comes to Wong. Now, we already know he's Jin's rival, so he's going to have a huge part in the story, or he might have a couple of huge parts in the story. Now, we've already seen Wong and Jin actually fight alongside of each other, where I think we're going to see that again. Like I said, we actually saw tidbits of that, even though he wasn't fighting alongside Jin. But I think we may see that in the Tekken 8 story. We may see Wong and Jin fight side by side again. Or one of the things that we could see, Wong may make a sacrifice action. And what I mean by that is he may just take a shot at challenging Kazuya himself, gets beat very badly. Jin kind of sees that and gains super respect for Wong, and then gets even more mad and goes after Kazuya or some shit like that. Or, you know, Wong could possibly just really just turn on Jin and just be like inside with Kazuya too. You know, he's been obsessed with Jin for so long. I mean, damn, what's the better way to take Jin down? Side with Kazuya, you know what I'm saying? So that could possibly happen. I mean, come on, how many good guys can you have in the story? Like, Kazuya literally has no one on his side. So Wong turning on Jin, y'all can't tell me that'd be some exciting ass shit right there. Like, he could literally turn on Jin, side with Kazuya. Man, I'm telling you, man, Kazuya could play that mentor slash puppeteer role with Wong. You know what I'm saying? Give Wong that extra boost of confidence. You feel what I'm saying? And then that's when you could have that classic battle with Jin and Wong before you have the classic Jin and Kazuya battle. Now that's a good plot twist right there. So that could happen. As a matter of fact, I'm counting on something like that to happen. I'm counting on like Wong turning on Jin, siding with Kazuya, something like that, man. I think that's overall, that just makes for some good Tekken action right there. So those are my things that could happen with Wong. Like I said, one of these four things that could happen, I'm looking at number 4. I want number 4 to happen. I really do want him to just totally just say fuck Jin and turn on him and side with Kazuya, because we need more kind of bad guys, you know what I'm saying? The impact is endless when it comes with Wong. Even though his gameplay is cheap and overpowered, story-wise, he's gonna have a big impact. The next character is Uncle Leroy, and then I want to start by saying, like, I know in the previous video I went pretty hard on Uncle Leroy, but you know, Uncle Leroy is still going to be my absolute main in Tekken 8 if Eddie doesn't show up. I'm still going to be rocking Uncle Leroy. I'm still sticking next to him. I just had to be all the way real in that last video about what they did to him and how kind of disappointed I was with the changes that Uncle Leroy had gone through. But I'm still going to rock with him. Now, when it comes to Uncle Leroy, I had pretty much already did a video explaining Leroy's potential and his direction. So I'm not going to say too much. I'm probably just going to be kind of like a quick recap, because I did kind of already explain pretty much a lot of this in the previous exclusive video that I did for Uncle Leroy. Here's the thumbnail. Y'all can go check that video out if y'all hadn't already. But here with Uncle Leroy, I just kind of feel like, once again, he can be somewhat of a teacher to Jin if he and Jin cross paths or something like that. Kind of like in Tekken Bloodline, I kind of got a feeling that that may happen here in the Tekken 8 story. He could hold the answer to victory over Kazuya, or the answer to victory over who else could be an important part when it comes to the Tekken 8 story and Jin's path or whatever. Or, you know, we could see Uncle Leroy possibly battle Kazuya or possibly battle Fang. Well, we already know he's going to battle Fang, but is it going to be story importance? If it is, that'd be some dope shit. So I'm looking for these 3 things to happen with Uncle Leroy. I know for a fact he is going to have a big impact in the story, because it's actually been documented that he would. And like I said, I think they're going to do the same thing that they kind of did with Tekken Bloodline and Tekken 8 with Uncle Leroy. So I'm really looking forward to that. But like I said, I ain't going to say too much, because I've already really covered this in a previous video that I did pertaining to Uncle Leroy. So we're going to move on to the next character. So the next character that I feel like could have a big impact in Tekken 8 story is Lars. Now, Lars is very interesting because when the story started off, it looked like Lars was in command of some type of group or some type of army or unit or whatever. So it's always that possibility that he might be in control. Maybe he's resurrected the Mishima Saibatsu. Like, I've been kind of saying it kind of seems like it. I mean, don't quote me on that, but he's in charge of something. And if you look at his attire and his default costume, Lars looks like he's in charge of something. So maybe he done formed his own type of unit or some shit, probably to work against Kazuya or to fight alongside Jin Kazama or whatever. But Lars is very interesting because Lars is another character. He's been kind of obsessed with Jin Kazama. Of course, we all know past Tekken games, Lars has really been trying to kill Jin Kazama. Now it's kind of looked like that's kind of different now. Now it's like Lars is having a change of heart, I guess you could say. Now I kind of feel like one of the things that could happen, he could possibly work with Jin to kind of take down Kazuya and G Corp. I kind of feel like if he did form his own organization, that's probably the agenda. Or, you know, since he's one of Heihachi's 25 kids in the world, Lars could have his own personal agenda against Kazuya and Jin. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe he's trying to get rid of them both. Maybe there's going to be a plot twist where Lars could try to get both of them out of the picture and take over everything. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the first beef with Lars. He wanted to be the top Mishima, and he wanted to show that he was part of the family and part of the bloodline. So, you know, something like that could happen. Possibly that type of plot twist. I could see it happening with Lars because, like I said, he's been trying to kill Jin for a long time. Now you want to fight alongside him? You know, it's kind of setting up for another plot to happen. But like I said, you know, we need some characters to kind of be like in that bad guy role where they're kind of gonna backstab somebody or some shit like that. Lars does kind of seem like a character that would do that. And then on top of that too, Lars is probably gonna have some help because we already know Alyssa is confirmed, so we don't really know how that's gonna go down. So that's gonna be interesting too to see what happens there. But like I said, Lars' impact, I can't really pinpoint what his impact is gonna be, but his impact could be deadly because, like I said, he could just be one of them type of characters that just try to just take over everything. You know what I'm saying? Try to set something up. Maybe it'll backfire on him. Or if he does work alongside Jin, how's that going to turn out? Knowing that they're both Mishimas. You know, it may be a next chapter in that situation. So you never know. But Lars is definitely one of the characters that could have an impact. Now the next character is Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao is one of those characters, even though I feel like she is going to have somewhat of an impact, her impact is probably going to be a little bit silent. The reason that I say that is because I kind of feel like Ling Xiao is probably going to be like that character. She's probably going to show up when everything gets kind of hectic, and then probably that's when her impact is gonna show. Now here I have 4 reasons why she could be a very impactful character, and of course, you know, her impact on Jin yet to be seen. I know they have a couple of cutscenes where they're conversating together, so we really don't know what her impact on Jin is. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's not gonna be no love story between her and Jin. Jin does not like her, so people need to stop saying that. It's not gonna be Ling Xiao. Now her connection with Claudio, are they going to continue that from Tekken 7? And that all kind of depends on what role Claudio plays in the story. So her connection with Claudio was actually pretty interesting because it really didn't make sense. So I was just like, okay, maybe in Tekken 8 we're going to see some more of that. We're going to see what's really going on between her and Claudio, because I am kind of interested to see what the hell is going on with that connection or whatever's going on there. So hopefully in Tekken 8, that the connection with her and Claudio might have some type of impact on the story. It may not. We'll just have to see. Ling Xiao also may have a possible sacrifice in the story. Like I said, I've been talking to a lot of people and been asking, why is she guarding that tree or whatever is going on there? So is she that person to guard the tree, or does she just inherit that shit? You feel what I'm saying? So that's still a mystery to me. Why is Ling Xiao guarding that tree? So I guess we'll find that out. And of course, when we find it out, it has to be somewhat of an impact because it has to be important. And, will she have a battle with someone in the story? Now, it could be Claudio. We just don't know. It's kind of interesting to see. I am looking forward to what Ling Xiao is going to do in this game, because, like I said, when they showed that trailer, they did show a little clip of her. So she's going to be there. She's going to be in the middle of it. So going to be looking forward to Ling Xiao and her impacts, or her possible potential impacts. Like I said, I'm looking for number 2 and maybe number 3 to happen. I think Ling Xiao looks like a character. She might make some type of sacrifice, may go up against someone that's way too powerful for her or something, and just who knows. But there's a lot of interesting things going on there when it comes to Ling Xiao, and we'll find out sooner or later. And finally, the last character that we're going to talk about when it comes to potential impact when it comes to Tekken 8 story, of course, is Jun. I don't know what it is. Every time I do videos like this, Jun is always like the grand final character. So right there, you already know that's her impact right there. So you already know she's going to have some type of big impact. It's already been shown. So the 4 reasons here for Jun, the reason why I feel like she's going to have a potential impact, or else they wouldn't have brought her back, is that number 1, is she really there? Is it just some type of consciousness thing on the part of either Jin or Kazuya? Y'all feel what I'm saying? Even though Kazuya thinks that she's still alive, but is she really there? You feel what I'm saying? Is she playing the role of Kasumi? Because I need to see a little bit more. I need a little bit more evidence to really say that Jun is actually alive. So for right now, I still think she's kind of playing that Kasumi role. I think it's kind of like a consciousness thing when it comes to Jun. Is it on part of Jin or part of Kazuya? We don't know yet. Or maybe she is really still alive. But Jun, still a big ass mystery right now. The number 3 reason right here, will we see Unknown or Angel because of Jun returning? Now, I know Unknown is probably a long shot. I don't think we're going to see her, but I've said this in the previous video that I did a while back. We may see Angel. We may see a little Angel cinematic or something like that. I mean, it would make definite sense, Jin versus Kazuya. I don't know if it's good versus evil. I think Jin and Kazuya, they're both kind of scumbags, kind of like scumbag mentalities. They're not really, we already know Kazuya's not a good guy. We can't really say that Jin is either at this point. So we may see Angel, and like I said, we may see an Angel Jin. Y'all remember the theory video that I did? We might see Angel Jin. She might cast that Angel spell on Jin so he can win the battle. We just never know. But yeah, I still think we may see Angel because of Jun. Now, the 4th reason, her impact after the battle between her son and her baby daddy, I guess you could call him that. What is Jun's impact going to be after the battle? So that is the most important thing with Jun. After the battle, I think that's where Jun is going to have the biggest impact. Now, everybody is assuming that Jin will win. So whatever Jin does after the battle, I think that's where Jun's biggest impact will come in. And that is probably one of the most exciting things that everybody is really waiting for. That's why I think Jun is going to have a very big potential impact in Tekken 8 story. After the fact, after the battle, we still could see Angel. And like I said, she still just may be a consciousness. So Jun, overall mystery, that's what makes it all great. And we're going to find out sooner or later when Tekken 8 story come out when the game is released. So my family, those are the characters that I feel that are going to have the biggest impact when it comes to Tekken 8's story. Now, I'm not saying that these are just going to be the characters that are going to be the biggest impact. Like characters like Claudio, I think Claudio could have a big impact, and maybe a couple of other characters. Everybody was like, well, Shaheen is going to have a big impact. Well, that remains to be seen. But these characters right here, these characters are kind of obvious. These are the characters that are obviously going to have a big impact in Tekken 8. I've given authentic reasons on why, and I don't necessarily think like all of the reasons that I've given these characters to be impactful are going to happen, but I know at least half of them for each of them is going to happen, and that's why I feel like these characters are going to have a big impact when it comes to Tekken 8's story. And another thing about it also, these 6 characters, with the exception of Jack, has a close connection to Jin or Kazuya to a certain extent. So, you know, you got to also factor that in. But, you know, like I said, with Jack is his kind of own thing, you know. He's impactful in his own kind of way, like I just explained, you know, the whole foot soldier thing. So, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about the characters that I have chosen that I feel that are going to have the biggest impact. Do you agree? Do you partly agree? Just let me know. And which characters do you believe is going to have the biggest impact when it comes to Tekken 8's story, when it comes to the final battle of Jin versus Kazuya? Put that in the comment section as well. We can get a conversation started. As I always say, don't hold nothing back. Say what's on y'all mind. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for the hottest Tekken 8 and Tekken 7 action on the internet, period. And as I keep on saying, ain't nobody doing it like I'm doing it when it comes to this Tekken shit. That is facts. I will get back at y'all in the next video. My name is Demetrius. God bless. Stay safe. Get ready for the next battle. I am out. Peace.